Hello everyone, lovely to see you. I hope you're all having a lovely bank holiday weekend and enjoying yourselves. Thank you for listening to my story today, which is Frederico's Fabulous Circus, Flea Circus. So all make yourselves comfy, sit down and listen because you're all starring in today's story. You might be a juggler, you might be an acrobat, could be selling ice cream or burgers. You could even be being fired out of a cannon. Who knows what Frederico has got in mind for you all. So listen very carefully, okay? Before we start, got a few birthday shout outs. So first of all, I'd like to say happy birthday, well, happy 5th birthday to Jackson. And that's with lots of love from your lovely Auntie Emma. Happy birthday, Freya. You will be 3 in September. Happy birthday to Bo. I know that you were 8 a couple of weeks ago, and I know that you had a lovely party with your friends. Happy birthday to Sylvia. Your birthday was on the 25th of August. I hope you had a lovely day, whatever you were doing. Happy birthday to Frankie Mills, who will be 6 on the 3rd of September. And happy birthday to Elgin Reese, who will be 3 on the 25th of September. So I hope you have a lovely birthday. And a special mention for Oakley. Oakley is 18 months old and is going to be starting at the Childminders on the 14th of September. So I hope you have a lovely time. I would like to say a well done to all of you who got fabulous school reports as well. I've heard so many stories from mummies, daddies, aunts and uncles about how well you all did, and your school reports were amazing. So I know you're all going back to school soon in September. So well done and keep up the good work. You're all amazing. Now, because all my birthday people on the list who are having birthdays are also special, I'm going to play a song on my favourite kazoo. Can you see that? I've got it out and polished it all up, especially for today. So I'm going to play Happy Birthday to you all on my red kazoo. Always go a bit dizzy when I play that. I haven't played that for a while. Do you know what? I think each time I play it, I get better and better. I enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed it too. So here we go. Frederico's Fabulous Flea Circus. Frederico is a flea circus trainer extraordinaire, training circus fleas to walk the tightrope or perhaps swing from a trapeze high up in the air. He has trained many flea friends to perform amazing circus acts, including acrobats, jugglers, and tap dancers, to name but a few. Listen very carefully to today's story and find out what circus act Frederico has chosen for you. He's a charming little fellow, always very well dressed, wearing red and white stripy trousers, shirt and bow tie, and a velvet jacket in his favourite colour, the brightest sunflower yellow. With a shiny black top hat sitting on his head, Frederico looks so very smart and neat. He's always admiring himself in the reflection he sees in the highly polished shoes he wears on his 6 tiny feet. His dream has always been to own his very own circus, a tiny red and white circus tent, brightly lit with coloured lights. Everything inside and out built in miniature size. So tiny, in fact, a flea circus is barely visible to human eyes. Lots of circus performers are needed, and all of you have been invited to train, to perfect and perform spectacular circus stunts and tricks. Acts that will be included are tightrope walkers, jugglers, plus acrobats and dancers performing backflips and high kicks. Frederico has just taken delivery of a shiny new red Volvo lorry, but will only allow one very special flea to drive it. Many others have asked, but Frederico has said no, and for that he's very sorry. The lorry is Frederico's pride and joy, and he will only trust one flea with its precious keys. His trusted lorry driving flea is you, Elgin Reese. You will drive the lorry around the circus grounds, delivering building equipment and tools. You must drive very slowly, keep to the speed limits at all times, and abide by Frederico's very strict driving rules. The circus tent will need to be built before the circus can begin. Strong and skilled fleas are needed to build a very sturdy tent with a tight rope and trapeze within. Frederico knows just the flea for this job, a strong and cheerful young flea. Oakley, you will be in charge of building Frederico's magical circus tent. Jackson, Milo and Bo, you will all work together to create and help build the perfect venue for Frederico's spectacular circus event. Every circus needs an acrobat, a flea who can jump, flip and cartwheel this way and that. Frederico knows a very bendy and bouncy little flea, and his name is Jack. He's a very, very talented flea acrobat. The flying trapeze hangs high up inside the circus tent, and beneath it there is a deep pool of icy cold water. This is a dangerous act and will be performed by a flea who has no fear of water. Who is this fearless young flea? It's you, Walter. Tightrope walkers need to have great balance, poise and grace, and must always keep a smile on their tiny flea face. The flea performing this act cannot be scared of heights, as tightrope walking can be really rather scary. There is one particular flea Frederico has in mind and would like to see perform this act, and that's you, Mary. Tap dancers, a popular and noisy act in any flea circus. 6 tiny legs and 6 tiny tap shoes, heel tapping, shuffling and stamping on the stage floor. It's tricky enough to tap dance with 2 feet, but Scarlett is an excellent tap dancer and can easily dance with 4 more. A hula hooper will be performing outside the circus tent. This amazing act will greet all the flea circus guests. This isn't any old hula hooping. This will be flea hula hooping at its absolute best. Dressed in a rainbow leotard with pink glittery shoes on her feet, the hula hooping flea always looks so colourful and bright. She has practised for hours to perfect her act, as she wants to ensure that every part of her performance is just right. With her hair neatly tied up in a pretty bun, topped off with brightly coloured ribbons and bows. Can you guess who this flea hula hooper is? It's you, Lily Rose. A singing duo will delight the guests as they sing a popular song. Their song of choice is Tears of a Clown. Everyone can join in and sing along. Freya and Ivy, our singing pair, love to blast out a tune and have a very unique singing style. Their voices can be rather high-pitched and a bit out of tune. They sound like nothing you have heard before and perhaps won't want to hear again for quite a while. The cannonball stunt can be very hard to watch, and 2 fearless young fleas are needed to perform this death-defying feat. As far as dangerous, explosive flea acts go, this one is very hard to beat. One brave little flea must roll himself up into the tiniest ball with a crash helmet secured tightly to protect his tiny head. The second flea will place his brave friend into the cannon itself. Who can this daring and brave pair be? It's you, Chester and Ted. During the act, Chester, you must keep your eyes shut very tight indeed, because when Ted lights the fuse, You will be blasted out of the cannon at eye-watering speed. Spinning and twirling as you whiz through the air, such a daring young flea, you always perform with such bravery and flair. A flea circus clown is always very silly indeed. Their job is to raise laughter and giggles from everyone. With big red floppy shoes and an oversized nose, the flea clown's performance is always popular. It's second to none. Frederico thinks that you, Layla, are the best flea for this job. You are the funniest flea clown he knows. You will make everyone laugh with your jokes, tricks, and your extra big, baggy, and ridiculous clown clothes. Jugglers are very clever and skilled, I think you will all agree. Frederico doesn't want just one juggler, he wants 3. Aria, Amelia, and Becky, are you all fully trained and ready to juggle? Do you think you will be able to keep the rhythm going and not get your balls in a muddle? Tossing juggling balls high up in the air is a skill that not many fleas can do. But Frederico knows that as far as juggling acts go, no flea juggling act can compare to the 3 of you. The flea pyramid, an act of balance and skill. No fidgety little fleas can take part in this act, only fleas that can stay perfectly still. Ellie, Joel and Alba, you will all stand together in a very straight line. Bella and Theo, you will come forward and very slowly and carefully up you will both climb. Once you are all ready and all standing very still, the pyramid topper will take her place. I wonder who the topper will be. It's Charlotte, looking so pretty with her shimmering hair and beautiful dress. She really is a cute and very lovable little flea. Elliot is a flea who can ride a flea-sized unicycle at top speed. He's always very busy, whizzing around the circus stage, riding forward and back, spinning around and round in circles. Elliot quite often makes himself very, very dizzy. A magic act will be performed by an amazing magician and her trusty assistant. Frankie, a member of the Flea Magic Circle, will amaze the audience as she makes her lovely assistant Maureen disappear in an instant. The audience will be left stunned, wondering where Maureen has gone. Only Frankie knows how this trick is performed and will never reveal her magic secret to anyone. Aidan, the circus medical officer, will patrol the circus tent on his electric scooter, letting everyone know he's on his way to a medical emergency by honking on his very loud hooter. He is highly trained and ready and waiting to look after any flea who may hurt themselves or get sick. He's not a circus performer, but is excellent with a bandage, plaster or sling, should any flea get injured whilst performing their circus stunt or trick. Dixie's gourmet food truck will be outside the circus tent, full of tasty burgers, hot dogs and other delicious dishes available to eat. Esme is Frederico's personal chef and is ready and waiting to serve all the hungry flea performers their favourite gourmet treats. The flea performers are always very hungry after completing their circus act, and tiny fleas have very large appetites. That's an actual flea fact. Each tiny flea can eat 15 times their own body weight. I bet you didn't know that. Grace, you will be working in your ice cream van, serving swirls of this creamy treat, served in light crispy cones with lots of strawberry sauce dripping down. All the circus fleas know when Grace is around, as they can hear her van's musical ice cream bells ringing all over town. Nettie, a naughty little flea. There's always one. A very unruly and cheeky flea. Frederico knows from past experience that you can get very overexcited and carried away. He is trusting you to take charge of the candy floss stall, but will keep will be keeping a very close eye on you to make sure you don't get yourself into trouble or lead any innocent little fleas astray. If you and your friends are ever lucky enough to find a flea circus near you, make sure you pop in and enjoy the enchanting world of the performing flea. I promise you this miniature world is a truly magical sight to see. I hope you've enjoyed my story. I had lots of fun writing that one. I'm going to start writing a Halloween story, and then I'm going to be working on my Christmas story. So the Christmas stories, they're always quite big stories, and I'll be looking for lots of volunteers to be included and help me write that story. So as soon as I'm starting to work on it, I'll post a little update in the group and hopefully get lots of volunteers for little stars that are going to perform in it. So thank you for listening and enjoy the rest of your bank holiday. Thank you.